Hello, everybody. Today, I'm doing my first Q&A over here, and I just wanted to thank you for all of your incredible questions. I asked over on the community, in a community post, if you had any questions for me, and you had some great ones. I haven't read all of them, so some of these will be surprises for me. I decided to postpone shooting this video for a little bit because I noticed that some of you lovelies had commented with questions after the time when I said I would do a cutoff. So this is a little bit later so that I could include more of you. So I think there are going to be a lot. This will probably be a long video. So let's jump right in. I'm going to be reading them off of my phone, if that's okay. So, okay, let's start. Stealth Knight 87. I think Stealth Knight 87, you were the first person to comment on this post. I don't know if I've shown you this, but I have a little metallic necklace on that I think is kind of fun. So I might be playing around with it from time to time. I used it in my first Reiki video over on my Reiki channel because I thought it had some awesome sound. Okay. So, back to Stealth Knight. Favorite book series? Fantasy, I hope. LOL. I think my favorite book series is probably the Rats of Nim trilogy. Okay. Brian Murphy asks, what is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? Swallow is one of my favorite words. Swallow and sparrow. And my question for you is African or European? From Keiko Bridwell, I'm sorry. Keiko, you always comment such nice things. I mean, so many of you who commented always comment really cool things, and it's cool to be able to directly respond instead of just in the comments. So, one of my videos was inspired by Keiko. And again, I'm really hoping that I pronounce your names right. If I don't, please leave me a comment down below and let me know the pronunciation. Do you have a favorite character to portray or a favorite accent? I think that one's really hard. funny because I was about to say Felden. I love playing Felden. I love Scottish accents. I love listening to them. And I love doing the one that I do. I love trying to do it. But then I thought of how much fun Kelkith is. And I think it's really fun to do Tally and the Oracle and Alienora have both been really fun. So, and obviously Puxy is, I don't know. Puxy, I have so much love for Puxy. So I don't know. I think that's really hard for me to answer. I guess I'll just, Felden was the first answer that I came to, so. Okay. And the next question, or series of questions, is from Maggie Lynn. Maggie. I love that G. Maggie. Maggie is one of my favorite names. Maggie Lynn, it's a great name. What is the hardest part about filming the Kelswake series? I think one of the hardest parts about filming the Kelswake series and also filming ASMR videos in general is sound control. Particularly with the Kelswake series, I want to make sure that, or I try my best not to have any sounds that might pull you out of the world. Sometimes I miss a sound even if I go over a video 10 times, which sometimes I have to go through the videos a lot. And sometimes you just miss it. So I think that's one of the hardest parts. The hardest part, another difficult part, is I'll have an idea about what I want to do for a video, and sometimes I have to let go of that idea, and that's kind of difficult because I want it to be exactly the way I pictured it, but sometimes I can't do that, so. But I think that's the hardest part about filming. Some of Maggie's questions I've already answered. What character is the most opposite / different from you? Venue, she says. Okay. Let's see. I think they're all different parts of me, so that's a hard one to answer too. I think I can be very fierce when I need to be, like Felden and Kelkith, and I think I can be very gentle, like Puxy and Tally, and I think I can be quite spiritual, like the Oracle. I don't know if that's a good word for that, but so I guess it's a pretty lame answer, but I think I'm equally similar and equally different to all of them. Do you like to read? And if so, what books? Books. I loved how many of you asked me about books. I mean, I guess with an ASMR, kind of narrative fantasy ASMR YouTube channel, probably most of you would tend to be into books, but I thought that was pretty cool. I love to read. It's one of my favorite things to do, and I think reading outside is really, really nice and relaxing. I tend to read 2 books at a time. So I'll read a nonfiction and fiction at the same time. I don't know, I just think that works well for me. So right now I'm reading a book about permaculture. And I love the idea of permaculture, that things help other things to grow and there's a symbiosis. I also, what am I reading right now? I just finished reading And the Mountains Echoed, which was a very sad, tough read, but very beautiful and very inspiring. What books do I love to read? I'm a really big fan of multi-generational family sagas. So 100 Years of Solitude or Pachinko. Those are some good ones. I read Pachinko last year, I think, and The Mountains Echoed is another multi-generational book, like a family book that I like to read. But I like to read all kinds of stuff. Can share more later. Let's see. The last one from Maggie is, where is your favorite place you have traveled to? A few of you asked me this one too. That's a really hard one for me to answer. I love the redwoods in California. I think the redwoods are just a place of magic. I went to Ireland recently, and that was so special. When I was a few years ago, I guess, I went to China, and the Yellow Mountains were breathtaking, and the Lee River with the karst rock was... I took a little bamboo raft. Sorry, I have some rash on my hand. I took a bamboo raft down the Lee River, and the moment that I got on the raft, I started crying. It was just so beautiful. Okay. Are you interested in doing collaborations with other ASMR artists in the future? I would love to. I would really, really love to. I mean, I don't know how that works, but of course. I see a lot of you comment saying, will you do a collaboration with Goodnight Moon? Because obviously my channel was really inspired by hers. She's so creative and has such a beautiful energy, and yes, of course I would love that. I would absolutely love that. I don't know what else to say. Of course I would. But I don't know how that works. So the next question is from Thomas Hernandez. And you ask, it said something very nice. And my question is, where did you get the inspiration to start this? Well, I would love to share that with you. A few of you asked me this question, and I would like to wait actually until you see the crone video before I answer that, if that's okay. Also, is there anything we can do as viewers to continue to help you along your way? So sweet. Exactly what you're doing. Exactly what you're doing. I mean, commenting on my videos gives me so much inspiration. Liking my videos makes me excited to make more. I mean, if you're not subscribed, you could subscribe, but it's fine. Everything you're doing is perfect. You are making me really excited to make these, which is really cool. Okay, the next question comes from Anne. What was that magnificent soup Kelkith ate during your Kelkith the Ranger video? That was a vegan version of beef bourguignon. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but that's my dad's favorite food. And so a while ago, I figured out a vegan version of it. I make a vegan version of it. And I use mushrooms and jackfruit instead of beef. And it is so good. I use a lot of herbs, fresh herbs, and it is just, it tastes incredible. And I hope I accidentally unloved your comment, but I love it. So that's what that was. And I think for me, what I was thinking for that video was that this might sound really weird, but one of my favorite things about fantasy films and books and shows, I guess, is when they eat really hearty meals. There's something about that feels, even if they're, and almost especially if they're eating it like hungrily. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but I love that thing of like you've been out working so hard or traveling so far that you just need to eat like that. I don't know. So I really wanted it to have that super hearty vibe. I hope that came across. And she says, thank you. Oh, very nice comment. Everything about you is magical. Okay. Jakey B. I like that name a lot. How much time have you put into making such an expansive world? It's incredible. Thank you so much. Let's see. Thousands of hours. not, uh, I was new to all of this stuff. I started a YouTube channel, plant-based cooking channel, a few years ago, and I didn't know anything about making videos, and I didn't know anything about editing or shooting. So yeah, I taught myself how to do all that stuff, and I'm still not as efficient as I like to be, so it takes me a long time to make the videos. I wish that I could do it in a shorter amount of time, but it really takes me so long to do them. I don't remember. I mean, I wouldn't be able to tell you an exact number for how long it takes, but I remember at the beginning, each video would take me hundreds of hours to make. It takes me a long time. The thing that takes me the shortest amount of time is coming up with the concept. The writing part of it comes to me fairly quickly. It's all the technical stuff, learning all that takes me a long time. This is from, did I answer? Oh, okay. I missed one. Amber Martin, nasal implosion, Martin. Amber Martin. Amber, I'm wearing an amber ring. Cool. Have you started writing or planning what you will do once this storyline reaches its end? Yep. So I have another series that I've already outlined, and that one, I don't want to give away too much, but that one is set in a different time, and it's going to require you to be involved. It might be a mystery. I'm so excited about it. Okay. Then Aaron Econ says, I think many people, myself included, were shocked to discover your accent isn't real. How did you learn it? I've gotten a few questions about my accent. I mean, since I first posted videos, I have gotten a lot of questions about it. And I'm assuming when you say we're shocked to discover your accent isn't real, when I do English or Scottish or Irish, I'm assuming that's what you mean in my other videos. So I have always loved doing different voices. It's one of my favorite things. I love it so much. And so, yeah, I think when you're interested in something, I don't know, I've always just been really interested in doing different voices and doing all that kind of stuff. And so I think you start hearing it more often different places. So I would just hear different accents and fall in love with them. I love listening to how different people speak. I wish I could speak all the languages, every language. Next up is John Harrell. Do you just think of the storylines and play acting the accents in character off the top of your head, or do they come from books you might have read? And do you create all the visuals of the settings, drink pouring, etc. in your role plays? I think I answered this, but I wrote out all of the series, so I don't come up with anything off the top of my head. I wish I was that creative. Not that I think I'm creative, but I mean, I have to sit down and write it. I'm sure that it's definitely influenced by books I've read. Do you create all the visuals of the sets drink pouring? Yes, I do. I create all of that stuff. It's so much fun for me. This is a really sweet question from Ben B. Ben B says, what brings you the same type of entertainment and enjoyment and peace that you bring to us? That's very nice of you. That makes me happy. Whenever I feel like I need some cozy time, I love reading Harry Potter. I love there are some old movies from my childhood that I really like. I love Don Bluth movies. The Last Unicorn was one of my favorites. Am I really the last? It's Jeff Bridges' greatest role. Let's see. Okay. Skeets McGrew. Hi, Skeets. Skeets asks, do you have any other aspirations outside of healing and ASMR? So, yes, I do. I want to write fantasy books. That's something I've always wanted to do since I was a kid. And I really want to do that. Actually, I have something that I really want to show you. I'll be right back. Okay. So, I have something here that I'm sure a few of you won't be very interested in. But yeah, it has to do with my aspirations of being a writer. I just received this in the mail. This is my first ever published play. I co-wrote this comedic adaptation of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And I just got it in the mail a few days ago. It's a pretty special moment. And I was working on this throughout making all these videos. So getting it in the mail was a pretty cool thing. It made me feel like I could probably write the Kelswick book, and I don't know, it just felt really incredible, and it's something I'm super proud of. And I know this type of thing isn't for everybody, but I just thought I thought I would share. So when I got this, my publisher sent me a whole box of them, and I was thinking maybe I could do a giveaway here and give you one of them that I write something in. I don't know if that's something that you would care about at all, but if I do have them, and if that is something that you would be interested in, leave a comment down below with a top hat emoji if you can do that. Like if you have that on your device, or just say something like Jekyll and Hyde or something. And I dedicated this play to my mom, who passed away recently. I know a few of you know that, but so I dedicated it to my mom. But one thing I wanted to say, I mean, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm so excited about this. One thing I wanted to say is that if any of you want to do something like that, please just do it. Like, please just do it, because I never thought that I would ever in a million years be a published writer. And this story might be boring for you, so maybe I shouldn't tell it, but I'll try and give you the brief version. I entered a play festival, like a festival, theater festival, with this script. Myself and my partner entered it with this script, and we ended up winning an award that got us to go to New York to perform for 6 weeks. So it was a really special experience. And when we were there, we just reached out to a bunch of publishers, cold submitted to a bunch of publishers, and we were really lucky that Broadway Play Publishing came and saw the play. So that was just an incredible thing. And this whole past year, kind of while I've been doing these videos, I've been traveling with this play. I've been working on the manuscript to get it published, and that's been a really huge thing. So for my next video, maybe I can take all of your names. So if you submit them, how should I do this? Maybe I can do in the description box. I will set up and just tell you what date is the cutoff to put your thing in. There might be none of you that are interested in that, and I won't take offense, that's fine. But I'll tell you the cutoff date, and then I'll pick out of a hat at the beginning of the next video, and then I'll send you a copy of this with I'll leave you a little note inside. I don't know, I hope you like it if you end up getting it in that little raffle. So it's a big part of my life, and most of my time was dedicated to Kelswake and this. So yeah, so that's an aspiration for sure, is writing. And I have another aspiration that I want to plant the seeds for here. I really want to make an ASMR feature-length movie. I have big dreams. But there are so many incredible ASMR artists that are so talented, and I can picture how it would be in my mind if I made a movie, how you could take all of the ASMR aspects that are already in movies and create an ASMR feature-length film. And I wouldn't even have to be in it. I would just love to see that. But I have a lot of ideas about how that would happen. So I'm just planting those seeds. Let me know down below if you think that would be cool or weird. Or both. Okay. Mine asks, how has ASMR changed you? And what is your fondest ASMR memory? I love that. I think ASMR has made it a lot easier for me to recognize that my anxiety is not forever. And I think that's an incredibly powerful tool that I have to say, whenever you get anxious, just know it's not forever. And what is your fondest ASMR memory? I think I've said this before, but maybe I haven't. My grandma used to read to me in bed in the mornings. And she was a school teacher and she had a great voice. So I think that's my favorite memory. Oh, Mountain Man Mexican. Mountain Man Mexican. What's your favorite song ever? A few of you asked me about songs too, so I'll answer Mountain Man for the collective. Favorite song ever is Nina Simone, Ain't Got No. That's my happy place song. Jeremiah Makes Comments. You're awesome. If you had a superpower, what would it be and how would you use it? I think it would have to be something with animals. I would love to be able to understand animals. Talk to animals too. Transfiguration. Turning into different animals so I could go underwater, breathe underwater, fly, all that fun stuff. I think that's a cheat answer because that's like I'm saying I want to do all of it, but that's what I got. This is from ASMR Ellie. Sweetheart. These are pretty basic questions, but how did you discover ASMR, Reiki, and your spirituality? Oh, that's a great question. That's not basic at all. How did I discover ASMR? I was having a lot of trouble sleeping. I think this is a common one. So I would go online and listen to meditations before going to sleep. Not necessarily spiritual meditations, but just like, the sound of the waves or, rain, and then maybe some affirmations, something like that, very basic. And one night in the middle of the night, I woke up and a beautiful woman with red hair was talking to me on my computer, because I would put my computer on my nightstand when I would listen to these. And I looked down and I sort of thought that I was accidentally on a Skype call with Whispers Red, I guess. I didn't know at the time, and I didn't know anything about ASMR at the time, so it really shocked me. And then the next day when I went to look for a meditation to fall asleep to, I had all of these recommended. In my recommended section on YouTube, I had a bunch of Whispers Red videos. So I clicked on one of them. Oh, it would be so cool if I could remember which one. Maybe I'll look back and try and remember. But so I clicked on one and I watched it and I was like, she's so lovely and nurturing. This is so cool. So that was my introduction to ASMR, was through this stunning, just absolute Earth Mother, like beautiful goddess, Whispers Red, who's just a huge inspiration for my channel, huge inspiration for me. Okay, so Reiki and spirituality. I discovered Reiki through my mom. She had a Reiki session after her stroke, and this was 10 years ago or something. And she said she was able to, she was very skeptical about things like that, but she's like, it was so weird. My hands started moving afterwards. Maybe it's psychosomatic, but I felt something, Anna. So she's never been very spiritual or anything like that. So I kind of took it really seriously, and I thought, I wonder. And at that time, it wasn't called Reiki. She had like a free sort of something through her insurance to do. I think it was just called energy work or something. Any hands-on healing or something like that. So then throughout the years, I started studying Reiki and became a master recently. And spirituality, just through, I think I discovered spirituality through pain. That might sound cheesy, but through like pain, difficulty, life challenges, I think that's how I found spirituality. Okay, the next question is from Scott Richards. How do you put together the amazing sets that you use? Thank you very much, Scott. How do I put them together? What I usually do, I'm assuming you mean for Kelsake videos. So what I usually do is I will come up with a theme that I want to do for the video. Usually something like color-based, like, oh, it'd be cool if there's a lot of green in this video, or it'd be cool if there was a lot of whatever, and I'll try and make props that are those kind of colors, or like the oracle white. And then I get them a number of different ways. I either have collected them over the years, or I will have go to Goodwill. That's where I get a lot of my props. I like getting stuff that's been used because that feels kind of special. And basically anything that I buy, I wouldn't be able to buy without Patreon, without all my incredible supporters on Patreon who they make it possible for me to make those videos. And so do all of you who watch these. But yeah, that's an extra little bonus for me to be able to go to Goodwill and get a lot of the props and stuff that I need. So, and then I just, if I don't buy them or have them, then yeah, I'll make them out of just random stuff. I found something in the street that I ended up making a prop out of. Sometimes I base the triggers on what props I already have. I had little bottles, so I used those for Alienora's. It kind of depends, I guess, Scott. So thank you for your question. Okay, another question. Okay. Thank you for your question, Terry. I would love to hear about your life in general, i.e. the Reiki and how you got into that, vegan cooking, how that came about. So good for you. That's good, Terry. I'm interested to hear all about how many hobbies or interests and books you can recommend. Okay. Hobbies and interests, because I think I've answered the other ones. Oh, vegan cooking. I feel like maybe I'll do another video about that. I was a cook for a bit, and that's how I got into cooking. And yeah, okay. I feel so rude having my phone out but okay. hobbies or interests. I love reading. I have a 2-person book club with my best friends. I love plants. I feel like I have a new hobby every few months. I really love cooking. I love baking. I love hiking. I really love hiking. Hiking for me is like, it just feels so right when I'm out in nature. I love it. Other hobbies, poetry. I love reading poetry. I don't know if this is a hobby, but I like doing yoga, hanging out with my dog. Like long walks. I guess hiking is walking, but walks in the park and stuff. I love swimming. Love swimming. My mom played the harp, and so I'm trying to learn how to play the harp. I thought it would be cool for videos too, but I feel very guilty that I just said that because I hope you don't expect anything because I don't know how to play the harp at all, but I'm going to try and learn. Okay, Chancellor Martok, who is always here, as all of you are. I don't mean to, all of you are, but any plans for a sequel to Kelswake once we get past the crone? Okay. Absolutely. I've already outlined the second season with new characters and a few of the old characters too. But yes, 100%. Yes. I wish I had more time in the day to do all of these right now. Okay, this one's from Eric. I always love your comments. Okay, I know it's too late to ask. It's not. So is Kelswake a place that has been with you from a young age, evolving and growing, or is it something that you came up with to connect the role plays in your video? And it's new. It's not something I've had with me for a long time, but a lot of the things that I introduced into Kelswake have definitely been things that I have wanted to do for a long time. I love coming up with little names and stuff like that for fun things. So, and second question, and this one's about introducing a new world, and yes, there will be a new world after Kelswake, and then we'll go back to Kelswake. Cool. How often do you film? Nikki Poo 9 asks. Nikki Poo. That's a good question. I used to film whenever I could, whenever I had time and was home. I would try and film something. I have to film late at night, as I'm sure many ASMR artists do. So I used to film whenever I could, and then ever since I hit 20,000 subscribers, I figured this is worth me carving out time to do. So it's been more often. And then Chris Witt 66 says, do you have Scottish or Irish blood / family? I do not. I dated an Irish guy once for a while, so I always loved his accent and hearing all of his friends' accents. I think it's one of the best. Ronan, great name, asks, if you could spend a day in a fantasy world, what would it be? Like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, or one of your own choosing? That's a really good question. What one would I want to be in? I think I would want to be an Ent in Lord of the Rings. Okay, the next question is from someone who comments all the time, as usual, and whom I really adore. This is from Addie Baum. Do you have an assistant? Do you need one? I'm willing to move and sleep in closets. I do not have an assistant. I cannot pay an assistant. So, no, I don't. Maybe eventually. That way I could get out videos more regularly. The next question is from Mika or Micah Cavarola. I'm really sorry if I'm butchering your name. But what keeps you going? What do you love or hate about doing ASMR videos the way you do? And how do you achieve the kind of perfection you do? That's really nice. I don't hate anything about ASMR videos. I love making these videos. I definitely wouldn't have dedicated all this time to them if I hated any part of them. I love doing it. I think a challenge is filming late at night and not yawning all over the place. Because speaking slowly late at night, I don't know, there's something about it that makes me really sleepy. I love almost everything about filming these videos, and I just feel really lucky and happy that I found this. I think it's so fun. One thing, how do I achieve the kind of perfection that I do? I think that's actually a problem that I have, is that I'm trying to let go of, is this need, the fear of not being perfect, the fear of, just perfectionism is a bitch. So I wish that, because it takes me so long to do these, and I wish I'm working on it. So if I had to say if I hated anything, it would probably be that. Okay, and just one more thought. Gentle Whispering did such a beautiful video where she talked about her nail polish collection, and that video was so inspiring to me. I think everyone in the collective kind of feels that sense of wanting to be perfect or wanting to do things exactly right, and it's just, she has some amazing advice for that, so I really loved that video. I thought it was very helpful. Okay, Tiffany Kaufman says, if you were a magical creature in real life, what would you be, and what would your special magic or superpower be? So I answered superpower, kind of. I think if I was an animal, I would be an otter. And my superpower would be being able to communicate with all the animals and people. I don't know, I'm a big fan of communication. Tiffany Kaufman also, again, asks, do you really believe in fairies or magic? Yes, I do. And we got to the end. Whoa. So cool. Okay. So, that was all. I'm wondering if any of you are even going to be here at this point. But I just want to thank you all so much for your wonderful questions. I I hope that I answered them. I feel a little self-conscious that I didn't have any cool answers. But that's okay, I guess. So I want to know from you, what is your favorite book? And what is a superpower that you would really want? And what's your favorite place you've ever traveled or lived? And how did you get into ASMR? How did you discover it? I'm trying to think of the questions that were asked the most amount of times. And I guess something I'd like to know is, what are some of your favorite ever ASMR videos? Yeah, I'm curious about that. Curious about who some of your favorite ASMR artists are, because I love learning about new ones. Yeah, so I think some of my favorites, I love Lunanate. She's my teacher. I love It Splits. I think she has such a, like, there's some poppy, she has nice, like, consonants and stuff that I find really relaxing, and I like how comforting but also very real she seems. And obviously Gentle Whispering. I really love her Element series, like especially the wood and the metal ones, because like metal click clacking is such a good sound. And then I really love Gentle Whispers Red, when she sits and just has a cup of tea and talks. Those are my favorites of hers, which is probably kind of stinky because I know that some of what I like is so simple, and it feels like that I'm like not discrediting, but like not showing appreciation for things that take so much energy and effort and time. Not that I think that chatty videos don't take those things, but I hope you know what I mean. But sometimes like those simple videos are really pleasant for me. Not for falling asleep, but just for if I'm doing some work or housework or something like that. It's really nice to have that on in the background when just chatty videos. So I guess that's another question. When do you listen to ASMR? Do you listen to it for sleep, or do you listen to it to just hang out? Just curious. Do you watch it or just listen? Yeah, I just wanted to know some things about you too. Okay, this has been really cool. I hope you like this video. Oh, also, if you wanted to enter, like, I guess we'll call it a raffle, just leave me a comment with a top hat, or say top hat or Jekyll or something, and I'll enter it, and then I'll pick it in the next video. Maybe I'll do a roleplay video of one of the characters. It's a fun made character that might be kind of fun. So, cool. Alright. That's all she wrote. And I will talk to you very, very soon. Okay.